Hey everyone, my name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at some malicious compliance stories, so sit back, relax and enjoy. My music is too loud? Go file a complaint against me. This happened to me a couple of years ago. Background story. I was hospitalized one night for a spine problem and was waiting for surgery the next morning. I was in a big double bed room with another patient with a couple of curtains separating the two beds. The other patient was a stroke patient with no speaking ability or mobility, and she has a caretaker who's not her family. I was in agony, so the doctor gave me something strong to fall asleep, and it worked till 5 AM. My caretaker neighbor, for whatever reason, started playing very loud music from her phone. I was jerking awake and ticked. It's 5 in the freaking morning. Are you kidding me? Let me sleep. So I asked her politely to either turn off the music or use a headphone. Surprisingly, she just ignored me. She didn't even bother to say a word. The music was so loud that the nurse came in and asked her to turn it down because patients from the next room were complaining. The caretaker told the nurse that her employer wasn't complaining, so she is fine with the music. If there is a problem, she should talk to her employer and not her. Her employer wasn't able to speak and move. This is basically torture. Here is the malicious compliance part. I noticed my neighbor patient would always go to physical therapy at 9 AM, and her horrible caretaker would stay in the room and sleep until 11:30 AM. Also, I made sure there is no other patients in the next rooms and told the nurse what my plan is. Then I had my laptop and Bluetooth speaker with me. I started to play the whole 2016 Tomorrowland playlist and turned the room into a nightclub. The caretaker was so ticked and screamed at me saying she was sleeping and my music woke her up. Well, tell your employer to file a complaint against me to the hospital or let your employer talk to me directly. Since then, my journey in the hospital was 100 times easier. Oh, and an edit, for some people having a question about why the hospital wouldn't kick her out, it's a complicated question. Basically, the caretaker isn't employed by the hospital, so they can't just kick her out, but sure, they can ask her to leave. By removing her though, it will cause more problems, like who is going to take care of the patient, and the hospital will lose a profitable patient if they ticked off the patient's family. It's sad, but it's the reality of healthcare system in my country. That sounds so dumb to me though, like, oh, just speak to my patient, the person who employs me. Don't bother about talking to me. Like, you could be considerate and just turn it down a bit. I need to be a team player and help you? Sure, okay. This happened about 5 months ago. I had a coworker who always considered himself smart and good at his job, but would never actually do any work or even show up half the time. He'd call out once a week minimum, and when he didn't call out, he was begging to be covered because he had to go out and party every other day instead of work. The only reason he wasn't fired is because he knew how to work around it. The days he is at work, he is known for asking whoever dislikes or knows him the least to help him with his work. When I was new, I would help, only to find he left to take a break and basically wanted me to do his job for him. This particular day, coworker was closing with our boss, and I was midday shift to help them close as well. My boss had a surprise meeting halfway through my shift that ended up taking a while, and before he left he gave me some tasks I had to finish before I clocked out. No problem, they're decently easy, but will take up the rest of my shift. As I'm doing these tasks, coworker comes up and starts talking with me. Hey, are you busy? Not necessarily, but great, can you help me with something? No, not really, I have other things to do. But you said you weren't busy. come on, it'll only take like 10 minutes. Me, in my head, then why haven't you finished it already? I said, I'm sorry, but I need to do… You're the midday shift. Your job is to help the night shift, and I'm currently night shift. I need help and you're not doing anything important. He goes on and on about being a team and helping each other, and I get an idea. Okay, coworker, you need help and I'm not doing anything important? Sure thing. The night shifts are divided into 3 sections with different responsibilities, and coworker was placed on the one with the most tasks and requirements after months of whining that he deserved to be there. He shows me what I have to do, and he has basically done nothing in the few hours he's been at work. He leaves happy, thinking I'll do all his work and can take a nice long break. And I do exactly that. I get to work. I do his tasks, but I do them all a little wrong, and at a slow enough speed, I don't exactly complete them all. Examples include stocking shelves, dating products, cleaning spoilage, and more. Coworker comes back, and I tell him that I did all of his work, and he walks away, not even checking the quality of my job. This lined up perfectly with my boss coming back from his meeting and asking for an update. I explain how I couldn't finish the original tasks because coworker had me help him. My boss is already annoyed and asks for a clear play-by-play. So I tell him how coworker left me to do his job without him there to properly guide me, as I had never done his job before. Several other people do this specific job and have taught me already, but my boss didn't know that. My boss runs to coworker's department and sees how everything is off by just enough to be bothersome, and will need to be mentioned in an email so no one gets mad at my boss. He tells me for my first time I did well, but I really need training and he can't believe coworker left me alone to do all this. My boss tries to ask me to complete some of the original tasks, but oops, helping coworker took up the last bit of my shift. I clock out happier than when I clocked in. The day after, I heard my boss chewed coworker out and told him he can't ask new people for help anymore. I also see that my coworker was taken out of that department for all future shifts and placed in the easier ones. He ended up quitting soon after anyway, but it was fun getting him into a little trouble before he left. I wonder what excuse this guy tried to come up with as well when the boss confronted him, like, oh, I never told them to do that, or something stupid like that. A much deserved break. Background: I work nights at a small chain grocery store near me. I have a full-time job during the day and head over to this retail job at night and work 6 to 10 p.m. as a cashier. Most weeknights, it's extremely slow. I'm talking maybe 2 to 3 customers per hour after 8 p.m. And we were told that as long as there is no customers around or waiting to be cashed out, you can be on your phone. We always stay close to monitor our lanes and usually will notice anyone walking down and immediately assist them regardless. All of the names in this have been changed. So a typical Wednesday night, it's about 8:45 p.m. and there is only a few customers walking around the store. We have 3 cashiers, 2 female and 1 male, me included, a senior cashier female, and a customer service manager, also female, on the front, and the stocking staff who are mostly male throughout the store restocking the shelves. Most of the time, we don't stand behind our registers waiting for people to walk up. We kind of group up together and chat or lean up against one of the racks and do stuff on our phones. In this particular scenario, the only male front-end employee was on self-check and was meticulously using scissors to trim the edges of ripped-out coupons. The dude's got odd hobbies, I don't judge. While the remaining staff, all female, were either chatting or on their phones. I was reading a book on my phone. All of a sudden, one of the store managers, Ted, walks over to where most of us are congregated and asks us to come near him. That conversation goes like this. "Hey guys, we just got a complaint. A customer said that she is tired of coming in here at night and seeing all the women on their phones and screwing around while all the men do the work. She said that the female employees ignored her when she had a question, and that they should be put to work while the men get to take a break. I explained the policy about downtime, but she apparently has only seen the female employees on their phones and claimed it's not a fair policy, and should be changed to include all male employees." Me, flabbergasted, what the heck is she talking about? We were told that we're allowed to have our phones out if there's no people, and nobody's come up and asked us anything. Most of the store staff aside from the front end is male, so… I know, but can you kind of be discreet? I begin to ask who she is, but he cuts me off. "I'm not telling you who she is, she wanted to remain anonymous." Most of us roll our eyes, but not at him. You could tell he didn't give a rat's patty-hoo about what she had to say. Now, while Ted didn't tell us who this complaining customer was, there was only 2 people in the store at this time, and one of them was a guy. So, process of elimination… Sure enough, 15 minutes later, Karen struts her way down to my lane with her nose in the air and a satisfied smirk on her lips, dropping all her groceries on the belt. I give her the customer service voice and fake smile, but I keep seeing her side-eye my phone where it's sitting on the counter to my right, where the receipt printer sits. I cash her out, she snatches the receipt and stomps out, not saying a word but making sure to shoot my other female co-workers dirty looks as she leaves. She's a repeat customer. I've seen her in there quite a few times during my shifts at night, and I recognize her as the same woman who consistently complains about only female staff, which was confirmed by every female worker I asked after this happened. Almost every woman that works on the store floor, me included, has had at least one nasty run-in with her. So I turn to my fellow employees and a grin spreads on my face. It's on. Fast forward about a week later, Monday night. I'm working my normal 6 to 10 shift, but this time it's me, 2 male cashiers, a female senior cashier, and a male front-end manager. All of the stockers are male that night and are in on what I've been planning and waiting to execute. I look up at around 9 PM and I see none other than Karen strutting into the front of the store. It's go time. The front-end manager hops on the walkie-talkie to all the stocking crew, telling them that Special K is in the store. Immediately, all of the stockers drop what they're doing and pull out their phones, leaning against the shelves while they play around. Even the one male employee at the deli got his phone out while his female co-worker was the only one helping customers. It takes her a good 20 minutes to make her way through the store. Later, I find out that she walked through almost every aisle and saw 6 out of the 7 stock guys on their phone, including the deli who all ignored her. The second she rounds the corner to come up to the front with her purchases, me and the senior female cashier both get to work, heads down and cleaning registers neighboring ones that are open, and trying not to laugh while the 3 male employees stand in a circle on their phones. Karen walks down one of the lanes and drops her stuff, but none of my male associates pay her any attention. She clears her throat and turns to Savannah, my coworker, who is cleaning the lane next to the one she's standing at, and I can hear her clear as day. "Excuse me, can someone ring up my items?" Savannah, in her most exaggerated customer service voice, "I'm so sorry, miss. I'm cleaning like I'm supposed to. One of the guys is on that register." She points to the group of male employees who all look up from their phones and blink at her. Eric, the brave one of the group, and who just happens to be on that register, just smiles at her and says, "I'll be right there. We're taking a much-deserved break," and looks back down at his phone. This woman starts stammering and ranting about how this is unacceptable, that the men in this store have always been so helpful. She demands to see a manager who also happens to be a female that night, and in on our plan. Nick, the customer service manager, tells her with a straight face that Emily is currently unloading one of the trucks in the back and can't leave the merchandise, but he'd be glad to provide her the customer service number if she would like to make a complaint. She accepts that, and he hands her one of the business cards with the number on it. I give them a cut-off signal and the charade ends, and Eric walks over and begins cashing her out, the same bright smile on his face. Karen is grumbling under her breath about how abnormally rude the employees have been. When Eric hands her the receipt, he looks her dead in the eyes and goes for the kill shot. "Well, ma'am, we're just making sure that all of the men get their deserved breaks while the ladies do the work." Her face turns red and her expression drops as she quickly grabs her bags and rushes out the store. I haven't seen her since, and she never called the customer service number to complain. That's actually so good. Imagine getting every single person that worked in your store to tackle this one Karen because she was petty, or Special K as they said. Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more videos like it, then click on screen right now. And if you never want to miss out on a video, then hit subscribe, but I will see you all very soon.